I am on record as saying if the Patriots make the Super Bowl, I have to remove my own spleen. So I have a lot riding on this game.
You have a lot riding.
Well, you want to know the crazy thing is you actually picked the Patriots just now. I don't know if you're trying to jinx.
I hate
my
spleen.
He wants his spleen gone. That's the bottom line.
I'm really confused now.
For Christmas, I got surgical tools. I'm real excited to use them. So
A spleen removal.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. And, I got the. I also got the game Operation. So I'm all set.
Do it yourself. I like it.
Yeah, do it yourself. Yeah, it's yeah. I have a high copay, so I have to do my own surgery.
That's funny.
All right, guys. Well, let's talk Sunday and
let's see what happens then.
Yeah, we'll see whether I have a spleen or not.
Listen, I'm pulling for you. Listen, I took the Patriots too. Sorry.
There you go. You're also rooting.
I'm the only one here betting on your spleen.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Donut Bag, part of the Pulse Podcast Network and the Pod Hub Network. In this episode, I get together with regulars Coach Warzu and Mark Hagelauer, and we preview the conference championship games. But first, gotta talk about Antonio Brown, because he's always doing something. Talk about him, what's going on with the Steelers. Anyway, that Donut Bag starts right now.
It is NFL Conference Championship weekend. With me to talk about it. Woohoo! With me to talk about it is our regulars, Mark Hagelauer and Coach Warzu. Sup, guys?
How's it going? Just had a near-death experience, but I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right.
That is the worst feeling when you drink something and it goes down the wrong throat. It's like, I hear you, man. I'm glad you're alive. You made it.
I'm glad you guys care.
We almost had to send you to an MRI. I don't know if you're pulling an Antonio Brown or anything.
I thought you might have been sent for some X-rays in Oakland.
Yeah.
Is anybody else tired? Is this getting like Lev Bell to anybody else? Where
we have
now talking about this dude.
2 more months
Before they can
of
do
this
anything.
Madness. It is unbelievable.
If he keeps adding fake Twitter accounts to follow.
Yeah,
it'll be even more interesting.
Oh yeah. He has. We found out today. AB has a burner account.
Can't make this stuff up. Who had
How funny is this?
Burner account, Tim or Neil Huntington? So what's funny is I noticed this last night, and I followed it, and I sent him a tweet out, and whoever's running it actually liked it, and it was just saying something about fans being pissy. That Steelers aren't in the playoffs, and everyone wants to know what he's doing, and that he was dedicated to the team, and he liked it. It was like, all right, that didn't answer any questions, because I thought he would have replied being all pissy about it.
AB just liked your tweet. That's amazing.
If that's him, yeah.
You're famous.
Famous. That's because there was at that point there were 5 people following him, and
yeah. I mean, does that go in your Twitter profile or on your headstone?
Yeah.
When you're there, AB liked my tweet. Where does that go?
Tweet.
AB burner account liked my tweet.
Oh, it was the burner account. Oh,
yeah,
man.
It was the burner account. Yeah, his other one went silent, and then I saw a couple people send out this one. It sounded. I read a couple tweets, and it sounded a lot like the way he kind of tweets, putting the call God stuff up there and everything. And
I love it.
It was hysterical.
I
was
love
trying
the
to get
Yankee
answers.
family photo too.
Yeah.
Oh, the family photo of the white family in the Yankees gear.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Brilliant.
Wonder where he found that to use as a. He just probably Googled.
Is that
white
a sign that
white
he's
family.
going to the New York Jets?
Oh yeah.
What's funny is on this thing, I looked to see what accounts he likes, and that burner account likes the Steelers and a bunch of Steelers players. So that's even more confusing. It's what is going on? And it says the 49ers on it, too.
That is so
It's
okay.
so like all over the place.
110%. That's actually him. That's amazing.
That's funny.
Kudos to whoever finds these burner accounts. That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know who sent it out first, but I remember seeing it. This is obviously him and everything, so I looked into it just because I had time to kill him.
I mean, who are the best burner accounts on Twitter? Is it the 76ers GM, Neil Huntington, Kevin Durant, and now Antonio Brown?
I had no idea Neil Huntington had burner accounts. That's amazing.
He has to have burner accounts. There is no way that all these real human beings, real life human beings, not named Neil Huntington, feel like this about the front office. There's no way all these rational people in 2019 can. How are they doing this if it's not a burner account?
How can they justify that, right?
Yeah.
$70 million payroll. That's good. They're saving it till the trade deadline, saving their money.
The best thing about the AB one, he also that burner account was also going after Emmanuel Sanders real quick too, with the exact same tweet, and then it got deleted randomly too. I'm like, that's funny.
I hope that burner account gets into it like real bad with some fans coming up here, and then I think it'll come out for sure.
Yeah,
even more.
Yeah, I've seen him reply to a couple, but most of them were the ones that had his back, I guess. But it's pretty amusing, at least.
But that's the speculation is he's basically saying all kinds of crap just so he could get released. He thinks if he just keeps being an idiot, the Steelers are just going to release him and say, "Here, go with whoever you want. Go marry Jerry Rice."
He knows they won't do that, I think.
No way. I mean, somebody will give them something. There's no way that they're not going to walk away without getting compensated, on the very smallest scale for Antonio Brown. Like they're not, and take a cap. Like they're not going to do that. Come on. That shows you how dumb he is.
Exactly.
Well, I forgot this because I totally forgot he signed with the 49ers. But speaking of the 49ers, I forgot that that's where good old Richard Sherman went too. And I was like, oh, I'd take a Sherman and a draft pick for Antonio Brown. Why not?
I'll tell you who I wouldn't mind is, I know he's a little older, but Garcon in that first pick in the second round.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, that would be some sort of veteran help at wide receiver.
Yeah, and I mean, enough with Darius Hayward-Bay and Justin Hunter.
Yeah, some of those guys can go now. They were good on special teams and all that stuff. But
if Darius Hayward-Bay leaves, then who's going to give Aditi all her information?
Yeah, right.
That is
true.
You'll
have to find someone else.
Oh, man. But I figured it out that basically this is all just hatred of Ben. Hatred and not jealousy, just anger. It's basically anger toward a coworker. This is all this is. And this all started during OTAs when Ben took a vacation. He took a vacation. He scheduled a family vacation. You get 6 months off, dude. He took a family vacation just when OTAs were scheduled, which was actually really smart on his part. And then I heard he also got mad that Ben took like Wednesdays off or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Everybody that has worked a day in their life knows that that's a savvy move. You know, you know when the big bosses are coming to town or whatnot. So, ironically, you take your vacation that same couple of days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or like you have a crappy training coming up that you want to avoid.
Right.
You've been around for 15 years or whatever. You're kind of allowed that kind of.
Listen, he's not absolved of any blame. I mean, Ben, for sure, I mean, it gets worse every year, him as a leader, without a doubt. But at the end of the day, like everybody's saying, they're always going to pick the quarterback over the wide receiver, especially listen, like I said, Big Ben made a couple historical plays, and there's nothing like living in the past, and Rooney loves doing that.
Well, I mean, he was okay this year too. Wasn't
he was all right.
Great.
He was good.
You know, I mean, he did have some amazing plays, ironically, to Antonio Brown.
I mean, he had some plays to Juju, he had some plays to everybody.
Wow.
I'm not saying he was bad this year. I think he was good this year.
Speaking of Juju, who was it? Shannon Sharp said that Ben intentionally threw the ball to Juju and not Antonio Brown.
Yeah, that was typical.
If only there was some way of like determining, statistical way of determining like who got more targets, because
there is.
Like, wait, what?
Imagine
that.
I just get angry at the stupidity of some of these quote unquote experts. Shannon Sharp is a bozo.
See, Antonio Brown received 168 targets this season.
Mm-hmm.
That was like third most, I think I saw.
I believe.
I saw that somewhere.
I think Juju had like 4 or 5 more targets.
No, actually, he had less. I think Juju had
really?
166 or something like that.
Wow, I actually thought Juju had more targets.
Yeah. And, I mean...
No, he led the league. I mean, that's unbelievable, you know. In a down year in targets for him, you know, these past couple of years, 163, 168, you know, he's still leading the league in targets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, Ben is purposely not throwing to him. You know, and, I mean, okay, we've all been in a situation where you're annoyed with someone at work or somebody gets a lot more credit than they should have. I mean, you know, the reason Juju had success is because Antonio Brown's getting all the double teams, and then they give Juju the MVP.
That definitely helps.
But that's no reason to quit work. It's no reason to just not show up.
Yeah, that's kind of silly. Just the fact that something like that would send him off the deep end or whatever.
You know, I think they were trying to still keep covering for Brown and like,
oh yeah,
keep this silent. But I think it just got so bad as that week wore on. It just was to the point of no return. You know, that's why he still got the game check, and now the Rooneys are backpedaling. I just think that they were still trying to cover for him, and it just got so bad that and then him not returning the calls was just over.
You know, we do these things, you know, people do like alternate histories or whatever, like what if Hitler won or something like that. Well, what if Baker Mayfield actually made a couple of those passes and beat the Ravens and the Steelers made the playoffs? We would know none of this. No. And we would still have the story that, oh, Antonio hurt his knee in that Cincinnati game and he just couldn't make it. And then there would have been no punishment. He would have been good to go for the wild card game, and we would have known none of this.
You're exactly 100% right.
Yeah, and who knows if it even would have gotten to a point, or he would have just sucked it up.
It would not have gotten to any point at all. I mean, think of all the times that Antonio missed. He missed OTAs. I think he showed up, and then he saw that Ben wasn't there, and then he went away or something like that. I think that's what happened. And then during training camp, he missed time, and they're like, well, he hurt his quad, he hurt his knee, or whatever. Like, yeah, BS. So they covered for him long enough, because they lost, and I guarantee somebody leaked it. I'm not sure who. I don't know. Sure if it was Ben, Darius Hayward. Somebody leaked it.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe Brown feels just as mad about that as anything else. Who knows? Yeah. He could be deflecting it. Everyone thinks he's deflecting it at Ben, but maybe he's pissed off at someone kind of ratted it out, even though, you know, it's all on AB anyway, because he's the one that did it.
I think. Oh, yeah, I mean, Antonio Brown, nobody looks worse than him, but Ben looks really bad in this. Like you said, Coach, he's becoming a worse leader, not a better one. And
I don't know if that's. I still think that's exaggerated. I don't know if that's really. He's not like a prime leader, but I don't think he's, you know, terrible. I'm starting to wonder now with this trend if having with the stuff in the locker room that